So guys, this group is asking the president Tinubu to resign because they are tired of this docile kind of leadership that we are seeing in Nigeria. It appears Nigeria does not even have a president as it stands now. Just listen to one of them speak.
Tinubu should resign as president of Nigeria because he does not have respect for the life of Nigerians. Say aye! Aye! So therefore, we from the Vote Must Count International Initiative and the Nigerian people have finally, officially asked Ahmed Bola Tinubu to please excuse us and hand over power to somebody who is competent. Thank you so much. We are here. If they want to arrest us, let them arrest us. The arrest of any Nigerian is not in the hands of anybody. Nigeria is the property of all Nigerians. No Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian. So therefore, we are taking back our country and we are not going back. Thank you.
So the actions of our leaders is what is emboldening these terrorists. That is why they are not afraid of anybody. And as it stands now, it appears Nigeria does not have any leader because nobody is doing anything to secure the lives of the people in Plateau State. It will even shock you that these terrorists have given another warning that they are coming for a second round of the attack. Just listen to this.
While I was driving down from Jos to this place, I received a call. A letter was sent to my own village where the terrorists that the attackers are going to invade on the 29th of this December. And I want to assure you.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
A letter about an impending invasion
All
was
of the
sent
attacks,
to your community.
Yes. All the attacks were orchestrated. There was a letter to that effect that was dropped by an anonymous person intimating the residents of Mangu local government, to be precise, that you will be attacked.
And when that does happen, for instance, in this case, does anyone report to the police or the authorities?
They received about 37 distress calls. That is Operation Safe Haven or the Joint Task Force. About 37 distress calls, yet nothing was done.
But in those communities, we also understand that there are some Fulanis who also live in those communities. They were also caught in that attack.
Well, I want to assure you that that is a narrative that cannot be substantiated, because all the casualties that we're talking about are in communities inhabited by Christians. And the security forces know the attackers. They even know their hideout. For the past 2 decades, they know where they orchestrate all of these attacks, because that autonomous community called Mahanga, which is at the foot of the Bokos Hills, bordering Wamba in Nasarawa State to the south, is this autonomous community from where these attacks are orchestrated. Just the same way we have in the Mandara Hills, in Borno State. For instance, the military relocated an entire community of over 11,000 people, leaving the entire Damboa road free for the terrorists to operate freely. They even collect tolls on the roads, as if we were in a banana republic. Section 14B of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, stipulates that the welfare and security of the people shall be the primary purpose of government, without which government loses its legitimacy.
You know, but before we let you go, because we're trying to get a sense of what exactly we're dealing with, and if we say there are warnings, and again there's another warning about a coming attack. You say, let's get this straight. You're saying that these warnings are also communicated to the authorities, and still nothing is done to protect the people.
Yes, and these attacks could last for as long as 12 to 24 hours, and there is no security presence whatsoever. All the attacks
and in this coming attack, or that a letter has been communicated to the community, you don't mind naming the communities, perhaps?
Pushit community in Mangu local government area. Pushit, Pushit.
Pushit community
in Mangu local government area of Plateau State. A letter was sent today that they are going to attack on the 29th, and I want to assure you that
anything changed apart from these communications since the president ordered a pursuit on possible apprehension of those who carried out this attack? Has anything happened?
No, the attacks are still going on, and there is any response from the security authorities. And I want you to know something. General T.Y. Danjuma alleged that the military colludes with these insurgents or terrorists to unleash terror on unsuspecting or innocent citizens. The entire Nigerian space was caught up with a lot of, all manner of accusations, name calling, and all of that. Are we not seeing that happening today?
So, guys, according to what this man just said now, that the terrorists told them that they were going to be invading their community again on the 29th of this month. That happened today. You can see the headline coming from Channels Television that bandits invaded another community in Plateau State today, the 29th. So each time these bandits come out and tell the people they are going to come for attack, they will actually want to, actualize it. And that is because they fear nobody. They feel the security agents are on their side. And you can see Mr. Gumi is telling Tinubu not to waste his money in buying weapons. He should rather go and negotiate with the terrorists, Nigerians. Tinubu should be battling now between, pleasing Nigerians and protecting his own political interests, because if he goes against these people, he might be afraid the northerners might not want to align with him.
It is sad. People are grieving. People are in pains, and we, even as we appreciate, the concern showed by the vice president and his entourage, to come and visit people in the hospitals and condone with them. It does not really change anything, sorry to say that, because these attacks have gone on Suleiman for quite some time. Barikin Ladi, which is part of the local government that was attacked, has been attacked consecutively during the Yuletide period, precisely the Christmas. Right? And if these attacks have been carried on at a seasonal period consecutively for 1, 2, 3 years, it is the expectation of the people that our security instruments would be proactive. Because I remember as a journalist heading Reuters Northern Nigeria when Boko Haram was very hot, and also the insurgency, we could forecast and say, okay, this is Salah. Our reporters, our correspondents in Borno State, Yobe, Kaduna, and Plateau State be out there, be on the alert, something could happen. So if a news agency, can understand the security dynamics this way, then the military, the security apparatus absolutely know this. So if they know this, and yet these attacks happened last year in Barikin Ladi, it happened in 2002, it has been happening all over these years, then how comes an attack will still happen at the same period that it has been happening, and people will be killed, not 12, not 20, not 50, not 100, we are talking about 200 now. So how do you expect the people to react? So I will tell you, Suleiman and Nigerians, that we are not particularly happy with what is going on. We are still in pains. Our questions are yet to be answered. Yes, we've had the assurance from the vice president, but what we really want to see now.
So guys, there was this revelation that was dropped by Mr. Obadiah before he died. He's late now, but I think this is very, very important for every Nigerian to listen to what this man said. A very powerful revelation which the security agents have not come out to renounce it or to say, oh, we are not part of this. Nigerians, listen to why this war is not going to be ending anytime soon. Just take a look at this.
In fact, it is not only unable, it is unwilling, and we have good reason to feel that they are part and parcel of the killers. Let me make some revelations to you.
That's a very big allegation, Dr. Obadiah. The government is part and parcel of the killers.
Yes.
That's big.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. How would the government just say, oh, it is revenge killing and so on? Then you leave it there. Oh, because it is revenge killing and so on and so forth. The body language of the state government shows clearly that they have a hand in the killings. No doubt about it. Because, you see, General Abacha famously said that if an insurgency lasts for more than 2 days, the government knows. That is the reality and the truth. And let me make some revelations, because some of us also have our own intelligence networks.
Okay.
Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders. 1 or 2 who have repented. They have sat down with us, not once, not twice. They told us that one of the northern governors is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram and the bandits are one and the same thing. They have a sophisticated network. During this lockdown, their planes were moving up and down as though there was no lockdown. Moving ammunitions, moving logistics, moving money, and distributing them in different parts of the country. They're already in the south, in the rainforest of the south. They're everywhere. They told us that when they finish these rural killings, they will move to phase 2. The phase 2 is they will go into the urban cities, going from house to house, killing prominent people. I can tell you, this is the game plan. They want to start a civil war in Nigeria. Don't joke with what I'm saying. I have a PhD from Oxford University. I'm a central banker. We don't talk nonsense. So don't joke with what I'm telling you. I have this from the highest possible authority, higher authorities of some of the commanders of the killers and Boko Haram.
You said northern governors, past or present, Dr. Obadiah?
No, current. No, they said one of them is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. One of them. And they are not looking for money. They have more than enough money. In fact, he told me they just came back from one of the Middle East countries in private jet, full of ammunition and dollars.
So Nigerians, you have seen why this war is not going to end anytime soon, because we have powerful people involved. It's not just about the mere Fulani man you see parading his cow all over the places. No, there are powerful people behind these people. No doubt they will boldly write a letter to a community and inform them that they are coming for attack and that they are going to execute what they just said, and another day they will still send another letter without any fear of the security agents coming after them. Nigeria, this is a big problem for us.
But I want to insist that this is a new administration, and I'm hoping that it's going to be different. One of the comments that we got online was the fact that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has not visited. He is the head of the family at this point. When your child dies, you go and condole with the family and bury your children properly, correct? Everywhere, across the world, if an incident like this occurs, the first person that you'll see out there is the president. Rufai, I know you did make that comment, and yes. I would like to align with you, because we want this not to be the same type of situation that we've been hearing for years. And also the fact that the governor of Plateau State, which I'll take as well, he did attend that jollificating visit, like you mentioned yesterday, with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He actually attended the party at the same time. It is not the right optics that we see here. I mean, that is the picture that was circulating, and he did come under fire. Let me take a DEC tweet before I come to you, Rufai. DEC wrote, #Plateau Massacre. The governors did not find it fit or right to visit Bokos in Plateau State, where over 120 people were killed and families thrown into grieving, but found it good to converge in Lagos and visit Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You see how upset people are.
So, you see, and I made an explanation earlier on, and I say, you see, it comes from a place of mental hitherto torture. A lot of Nigerians have been tortured mentally without knowing. We come from a long line at first of colonialists. No, let me even chat a historiography. We come from a long line of of culture where leaders are not to be challenged. In Yoruba culture, what do we call a king? We say Kabiyesi. What it means is nobody dares ask you anything. So then afterwards, after the British came, and the amalgamation, they came late 1800s. I mean, okay, they came late 1800s when Kosoko and Akitoye, that was their in-route amalgamation. First amalgamation 1906, proper amalgamation 1914, Northern Central Protectorate. The colonialists now became the next Kabiyesi that we couldn't ask them anything. You know, the likes of Lugard became a brute and a terrible human being. Then it now cascaded into the first set of freedom fighters. When they finally got the power and became leader, they now became the first set of Kabiyesi. Then we had corruption, we had many things. I don't want to mention leaders of those days. Then we had the military incursion. Then we're now back to civilian. So it has always been a Kabiyesi. So we are not known to hold our leaders accountable. So when we hold them accountable, it's not cultural. Because everybody goes to leaders for benefits, for what you carry on for Christmas and all of that. But it doesn't make it right. The first person that should have been there is the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He swore by it.
Absolutely.
To defend his people, to defend the Constitution, to defend the rights. He said he's going to defend the Constitution. Doesn't the Constitution say people have freedom of association and movement? The constitutional rights of the people in Bokos were violated. Blood is all of our hands. And what happened? The president was not there to defend the constitutional rights of the people. That's all we are calling for. I just say, Mr. President, do your job. He's so quick to go abroad to look for investors. So are the lives of the people not worth investing? It's the optics. And not visiting, I say kudos to the vice president. A lot of people have made the argument that the president and the vice president is, no, I'm sorry, I don't buy the argument. It's the president people voted for on the ticket.
Yes, absolutely.
He's the head of the ticket. When they returned presidential candidates in the election, they returned Bola Ahmed Tinubu first. Yes, the vice president, yeah, but he's the one they voted for.
Yes.
So please, I think this should be the last time in time of national crisis we're calling our leaders. Some have even further made the argument that the president Buhari go to a war. So I now look at that again. So Buhari has become a standard.
Yeah. No, I mean,
is that the standard we want to set? It's a new administration we expect. It's got to be different. And for Governor Mofwanga is jollificating and all of that. He should be careful. I beg him, he should be careful. What the people of those areas need is love, is peace. They just want to live. These people are poor, Audrey. They are mostly potato farmers. Bokos, mango, and some other potato farmers. Please, let us do what is right. And it's not because we have anything against the president. If the president goes there, we will celebrate him. But it's just what is right. So I understand those that are saying, no, the vice president has got... No. The president must be there. Accountability must start. I know we don't have that culture of accountability. So I excuse dissenting opinion about, we don't have the culture of accountability. It's, holding government accountable like we're doing our rights is not a Nigerian thing. But we need to start developing it.
Yes, this is different at this point. Ayo.
Yeah, I totally agree with your line of thought, both Rufai and Oji, and the fact that I believe that the president missed a fine moment to demonstrate very strong leadership abilities and leadership skills. When we have incidents like this in other parts of the world, the leader, there's nothing like Christmas. There's nothing like meetings, you suspend everything. And I think it also points to the fact that because of the number of violent attacks in that area and also in other parts of Nigeria, we've become quite desensitized to death tolls. So when we hear 150 people killed, only 150, last year, it's a competition of numbers. Because only earlier this year, in June of this year, the same Bokos local government area, Mangu local, 150 people were killed over 3 weeks.
That you brought that
this
point
same
up.
year.
I love it.
A month afterwards, and by that time, President Tinubu had been sworn in, but let's excuse him. At that time, he had just come into office, so he was just, putting things together. 6 months, 7 months down the line, the same thing happened, despite the promises that were made in July to the governor of the state when the IGL police visited him alongside the commanding officer of Operation Safe Haven from the military. They said they were going to put out, equip the officers, ensure we will not have a repeat of this. What do we have 5 months after that visit? Another attack, and now possibly the numbers will top those numbers. But guess what? Business as usual, governors are still going to meet. It shows that we've become desensitized over the years to death tolls. A small incident, and let me use that word very lightly, happens in other parts of the world. You see Nigerians shouting, I stand with Israel, I stand with Palestine. We are talking about the problems that plague other people. When 7 people are killed by a deranged person in the US, we are talking, it makes headlines on international media. Nigeria follows suit. When 150 people die in our own country, initially we're like, okay, 2 days later, 3 days later, we're not even talking about the fact that VP went to visit. He went 3 days later, so he had spent Christmas with his family, he had gone to Lagos to see the president, and then he went to see the people of Bokos who did not have Christmas. I think this is a big issue, and I'm glad that we're saying it's not business as usual. The previous administration must never be a standard of leadership. That was horrible, it was terrible, it was criticized, and we are hoping for better. And we're saying this now because next time, we want the president to see Nigerians speak out about this so that he will take responsibility. So, I mean, it's happened. But next time, when things happen, he must be at the forefront of showing empathy. He must really, it's not just about statements. He must see the people, visit them, let them see a leader, a true leader in our president.
Absolutely. Dr. Bati, you did make the point earlier. Let me just say what I was going to say. I said you made the point. I did hear you earlier saying that, the president did send a representative and he sent a vice president was representing the president. I mean, only last month, or is it this month, in Kaduna State, there was that mishap that happened, the bombing. Guess who went there? The vice president. It was the vice president who represented the president. So at this point, we are calling and encouraging the president to visit people, victims in this type of situation. Dr. Bati.
See, I worked in the press.
So guys, you can see that Nigeria needs, a special set of people as leaders. We don't want these people who are just after their own political interests, not the interests of the people. From all that we suffered during the time of Buhari, any government that came in after Buhari would have just started with security, as in ensuring everywhere is secured. You don't wait until something happens before you start taking some measures. I've seen the way this government has reacted to the recent killing in Jos, in Plateau State, the way they just ignored the people and went to Lagos and were busy celebrating and all that. People have given it so many and different interpretations, because this is not what leadership is all about. Leadership is you putting yourself in the shoes of others so that you feel their pains and understand what they are going through. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you.